This morning, President Trump and the First Lady went to St. John Paul II's National Shrine in Washington, D.C., where they laid a wreath and observed a moment of silence. Last night, the president, of course, stood in front of St. John's Episcopal Church holding a Bible for a brief photo op, but without any notice to the church or to the diocese. Father James Martin, a Jesuit priest and editor-at-large of America, a Catholic magazine, tweeted, "Let me be clear, this is revolting. The Bible is not a prop. A church is not a photo op. Religion is not a political tool. God is not your plaything." Father James Martin is the editor-at-large of America, the Catholic magazine, and Reverend Mariann Budde is the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, D.C., and they both join me now. Thanks so much. Father Martin, first to you. I presume that the president's trip to the shrine of St. John Paul II was pre-approved, that the church, the Catholic Archdiocese, was well aware of that.
Well, apparently not, because the Archbishop of Washington, Archbishop Wilton Gregory, this morning just condemned it as baffling and reprehensible, and saying that it was amazing to him that a shrine would be used in that way, and that a religious site would be manipulated in that way. And so he clearly thought of it in the same way that, that the bishop, the Episcopal bishop, objected to the use of her church, or the diocese's church, as a photo op. And so I sometimes wonder, does he know what John Paul stood for? Does he know that this is a pope who actually worked with protesters during the Solidarity movement in Poland? Does he know that Jesus talks about blessed are the peacemakers? So these are apparently just photo ops where he's using religion and religious imagery to bolster his political situation.
Father, I apologize because I assumed, since it was on his schedule, unlike what he did last night, that this had been worked out with the Archdiocese. And I have to confess to being shocked by that. I should have known. That is my error. To Bishop Budde, I listened to you last night when you first expressed your outrage. Let's talk about what happened at St. John's, which took all of us, and certainly a lot of the peaceful protesters who were cleared from Lafayette Square with no notice before the curfew had even taken place, which Mayor Bowser has objected to as well.
Right. I mean, it's the entire scenario, starting from his very worrisome militaristic remarks at the Rose Garden, threatening military force to any state that he doesn't deem adequately responding to the protests, then having the park and the front of the church courtyard cleared with tear gas and officers in riot gear, and then standing before the church holding our sacred texts as if they were symbols that he could appropriate to bolster his, or to vindicate or to authorize his political and statements and positions. And we just felt, I mean, the real outrage is what's happened in our country. The real outrage is the racial violence that has been perpetrated against people of color for generations. But to use the symbols and the sacred spaces of our tradition to justify or to bolster his positions were something that we had to address immediately and disassociate ourselves from completely.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.